After suffering 2 consecutive losses to the Las Vegas Aces, Caitlin Clark found herself at the center of a heated debate. Not only had the losses seemingly closed the door on her MVP chances, but A.R. Wilson had made history by becoming the first player to score 1,000 points in a single WNBA season. Despite the setbacks, fans were desperate to see Clark bounce back, but the backlash from her defeats was fierce. After suffering back-to-back defeats against the Aces, all eyes are on Caitlin Clark as she faces the Dallas Wings. Could this game mark her epic comeback and silence the doubters once and for all? Caitlin Clark wasted no time in the first quarter. She delivered a stunning over-the-top pass to Aliyah Boston, who was perfectly positioned at the free throw line. Boston sank the 2-pointer with ease. When Caitlin Clark got her first chance to score, she made a statement by going for a 3-pointer. She humiliated her defender, creating space with a quick step, and then confidently drained the shot with precision and ease. In the second quarter, Caitlin Clark received a crisp pass from Temi Fagbenle, and without a moment's hesitation, she fired off a 3-pointer. Unlike in previous games, Caitlin Clark was absolutely on point, sinking every free throw with perfect accuracy. Caitlin Clark was unstoppable with her layups, driving through 2 defenders and scoring a tough 2-pointer from a nearly impossible angle. You could see Caitlin expertly maneuver herself into the perfect position, setting up for a flawless 3-pointer. When Caitlin found herself trapped by 2 defenders, rather than forcing a blind shot, she made a brilliant bounce pass to Aliyah Boston, who confidently drained the 2-pointer. Caitlin kept making great plays, with another perfect bounce pass to Kelsey Mitchell, who made the shot without missing a beat. Caitlin was on fire with the 3-pointers, using Aliyah Boston as a screen to block the defender and sink another impressive shot. With a long pass over multiple defenders to Aliyah Boston, Caitlin showcased just how exceptional her playmaking skills really are. This was her answer to all the haters who have been talking down on her.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record? Yeah, that'll go in the record books as Caitlin Clark is the all-time, whatever it is. I don't even know what the number is, but that's the way it'll be. And I don't think it should be. Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old. Like, you should be killing them. Because you've been doing it a lot longer than they have. Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Here we go.
I know you like that.
Not only that, attacking Caitlin Clark over her skin color is one of the most trivial and overblown issues. Even legends weigh in on this topic.
I'm gonna say this, and then I wanna be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, first of all, Black people can't be racist, but that's the farthest thing from my mind. I grew up in a very small West Texas town, predominantly white. My best childhood friend is white. So it's important for me that I speak up for people that look like me. It's Black History Month. So, our ancestors fought and died for us to have opportunities that we have today. I have, no issues with Caitlin. Her breaking the record, I think, obviously is a tremendous accomplishment. Although, we could get into that discussion also, because there's a big debate on Lynette Woodard having the actual record.
That the criticism is often very one-sided. Caitlin Clark talks her shit. Caitlin Clark is demonstrative. Caitlin Clark, people aren't bothered by that. People aren't bothered by it because they're caught up in the narrative of, oh, here's this, wonderful, kind soul from the great state of Iowa representing middle America. So they put all these what happens in these sports race wars is everybody projects their own shit on the people.
The way these legends criticize her only shows the jealousy they have for Caitlin Clark. With everything she's done for the sport, taking women's basketball from being overlooked to making the WNBA one of the most hyped leagues, she's earned her place at the top. Getting back to the game, Caitlin Clark drove to the basket, forcing her way through the defense and still managing to score a tough two-pointer. She immediately went for another shot, moving too quickly for the defense, showing her sharp focus and determination on the court. Then she added a step-back three-pointer to her highlight reel, making it look effortless as she continued to dominate the game. That wasn't all. Caitlin kept the heat coming with plenty more three-pointers and crafty two-pointers throughout the game. Despite all the hate being thrown her way by some legends, many others are stepping up to give Caitlin Clark the credit she rightfully deserves.
And I'm sure, Nancy, would you agree, are you a better passer than Caitlin Clark?
We both did our thing on the basketball court. I admire how she pushes the ball up the floor, her head's up, she's seeing her teammates. Dan, there's been great passers in the history of women's basketball. I'm glad to be one of them.
That's a humble yes is what that was.
It's historic. It's amazing. I'm sure Commissioner, Kathy Engelbert and Adam Silver and Mark Tatum, everybody are looking at this and saying, we had hoped that this would happen. We, the players of my generation, had hoped this would happen. And to see just the enormous ratings, I think we're up like 346% ratings. We're on all platforms. Social media has been a part of it. The players that came out of college really, brought a lot of their cachet to the WNBA. And there's a healthy respect for the legends of the game that are, currently playing, like the Tarasis and, like the Tamika Catchings and the Sue Birds and some of the really great players that were a part of, the last, 25 plus years. She's just exceptional. I mean,
but is she being treated differently on the court as a rookie?
Well, when you say being treated differently, is the physicality there? Well, yes, of course, the physicality is there. She has to earn her stripes. 17% of all flagrant fouls this year in the W, there's been 32 as of the other day, and 5 of them have been against Caitlin Clark. But let me say this, she has taken everything that's come her way, and look what the Indiana Fever have done since the All-Star break. I think they're 7-1, they've clinched, they're 18-16. They had not made the playoffs in 8 years.
This just proves that despite the jealousy surrounding her, the fans aren't going to stop backing the true Rookie of the Year. Even though the MVP debate was settled with A'ja Wilson's back-to-back wins, the future for Caitlin Clark looks incredibly bright. We hope you enjoyed our analysis of her performance and our take on the hate being spread. For the full game breakdown between Indiana Fever and Dallas Wings, you can watch this by clicking the video on your screen.